I'm sure we've all been there. It's time for class registration, and the only professor that teaches a required class has a whopping 1 on Rate My Professor, and the reviews say if you even look at him funny, he'll fail you and your entire bloodline. Now, why is this? Why are so many professors, who should be the masters of teaching, so buns at actually teaching? We'll get this. Reason number 1. College professors aren't even formally trained to teach. Your high school, middle school, and elementary school teachers all had to get special training to become teachers. And even then, some of them were straight cheeks at teaching. So imagine how bad it is for college professors who don't even specifically learn to teach. Now, for the little amount of training that college professors do get, they often get most of their teaching experience during their PhD as a teaching assistant or a TA. And usually they only TA for about 2 to 4 semesters. Mind you, most time spent as a TA does not teach professors how to give 200 to 400 people lectures or how to even organize their own course. Instead, TAs often just grade assignments or teach small discussion sections, and they do not usually learn how to build an entire course from scratch. So what ends up happening? Professors literally end up teaching courses based off vibes. I wish I was joking, guys. This is literally not a joke. When professors get hired, they often have to learn how to teach on the job. So you end up spending thousands of dollars for dudes who are literally freestyling their college level course. This can lead to professors who just straight up read off the slides and mumble rap the entire material, or professors who can't comprehend that their exams were written for Einstein himself. And this is usually why their classes are so heavily curved or lenient with the grading. And now the problem is when they don't give out curves and they fail students left, right, center. But guess what? The university often does nothing because they can't lose their precious researcher. And actually, most professors aren't even hired based on their ability to teach. They get hired based on how strong their research is in their field. And they are not obligated to learn to teach either. Now, you may be thinking, well, okay, if a professor has to learn to teach on the job, then eventually they'll have enough experience to teach well, right? Unfortunately, that is often not true. And this leads to reason number 2 of why professors suck at teaching. They don't read the literature on teaching. And by the way, that just means they make no effort to read the science of how to teach. You all have to understand that teaching is a literal science, and it's not something you automatically become good at over time. See, a lot of effective teaching methods come from actually understanding how people learn. For example, have you ever been in a class where you get 1 or 3 high-stakes midterms, and if you fail one of them, your whole career is over? Well, lots of studies by teaching scientists actually show that giving multiple low-stakes quizzes or tests rather than 1 or 3 midterms and a final is often way better for learning in college. But the problem is professors are not taught how to find out and research how humans learn. And so if they never read that quizzes are scientifically better for learning than midterms, they'll just keep on handing out midterms for the rest of their careers. Now, it goes without saying that not every professor is horrible at teaching, and some even take the initiative to go out and seek formal training by themselves just so they can learn to help you learn. And some even go as far as to be teaching professors. And that brings us to reason number 3. They are not teaching professors. So if you didn't know, teaching professors are a special type of professor that is more focused on teaching rather than research. These professors are the ones that are more likely to read the literature and get formal training and learning to teach people effectively. Even though they exist, I still think standard professors should be given more formal training if they want to horse around with people's grades that are on the line and worth thousands and thousands of dollars. But do not let this discourage you from getting higher education. But just know that most universities don't hire their teachers based on their ability to teach, which is a flawed system in my opinion, but what are your thoughts?